Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new to the channel, thanks for checking out the video. Today we're going to continue with the Frostpunk playthrough. If you remember in the last video, we were just going through the first freezing period in the game. Today, what I'm going to run you guys through is preparing for the second freeze. And as you can see here, I already got workers in the second hunter's hut that I've built. And we're currently researching the steam hub, which you're going to want to use for excess heating where your generator can't reach to. So I'm going to go ahead and build one of those over here. We don't have no steel. Alright, well I'm going to go ahead and speed through the rest of this day, let the hunters gather food, and check on this, check on one of these searching parties. Explore. Alright, I'll take the resources. I'm going to go ahead and search the steel bridge. Send the scouts there. And whenever your scouts find something like resources, you can go ahead and send them off to explore another place. It's just more effective to pick up as much as you can and bring it in at the same time. Let's heat some homes. Let's heat all homes. I'm gonna go ahead and say let's heat all homes because I'm more than sure one steam hub is gonna be able to heat all of this. Let's go ahead and speed up here. And as you can see, we're about to enter day 7, which gives us 3 days before we get to the next freeze. And you definitely want to have all your heating elements prepared for that. You don't want to be left with, having a bunch of people that are up in the cold and having a bunch of workplaces that are cold, simply because of the fact that'll raise discontent, and it'll make more people sick, and then you'll have to build more sick bays, and you're going to run out of workers, and it just becomes a whole big mess. The next thing I'm going to research is the coal pumper, because that's an absolutely great way to get your coal production up, as well as taking up less people. The only thing that I don't like about the coal thumper is it produces enough coal for 2 gathering posts to collect in a day. Which, I mean, you're looking at 30 people for coal production, which is probably the biggest thing you need in all reality. However, it is a bit over the amount that you should need for something of that nature. Go ahead and speed up to the morning. Scout party made it. They found an automaton. We'll send it to the city. And if you guys remember, I explained to you guys last time what the automaton was. It's pretty much a big metal worker that you can use to work in buildings that are going to be too cold for your average workers. Okay. And that's just learning me about the bridge. But it's really effective for if you have just like a sawmill, or if you have a coal thumper out here, because you don't have to send your workers out there on the possibility of them getting sick, along with it keeps discontent and stuff down. You just have to worry about keeping it up and running, and it'll break down, and it'll cause problems, like it'll step on someone, and that sort of thing. However, I think automatons are well worth the trouble of keeping them around versus just not using them. Let's see here, we're currently and I'm going to go ahead and build another workshop whenever I get the steel that I need. That way our research goes up, or the research speed goes up. Because you definitely need to start working on heating elements and upgrading what kind of technology your colony has. So I'm going to go ahead and speed it up to when we get that finished. And they should have the coal thumper built by the end of the day, or the coal thumper researched by the end of the day. I think we have enough resources. Let's see here. Yeah, we do. So I'm going to place this right down here beside this gathering post, and go ahead and speed it up. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I have a rice clicked. Uh, but I'm going to go ahead and make sure that we're producing enough coal. That way I can put the generator into overdrive for the colder days. And let's see here. Sawmill. I'm going to go ahead and start researching the sawmill. That way we can get our wood production up. That way, because you're going to find places out here in this frosted wasteland, like the Gloomy Cave, the Observatory, and a few other places. I know for sure that the Gloomy Cave has some survivors in it. The Large Convoy has some survivors in it. And there's other places out here that are going to have survivors in it. And you want to make sure you have enough resources to be able to build them homes, as well as having enough resources to build production buildings that you're going to need. And I mean, with that, you want to keep production up on buildings. You want to be able to upgrade the bunkhouses down the road whenever it gets too cold for just regular tents. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and send these guys out. I'll go ahead and send them to the Gloomy Cave. And while they're out there looking for that, I'm going to go ahead and skip towards the morning when people start to work. Yeah, see, I put workers there. I'm going to go ahead and build another gathering post that'll be ready for, let's see here, treat the gravely ill. Laws. See, this is why I say to wait on passing laws, because you never know what's going to happen in this game, no matter how hard you try and prep for it. But radical treatment, the gravely ill will be treated in a medical post. Hope will rise lately. 30% of gravely ill treated in the medical post will be left as amputees. Discontent will rise. Me, I'm more of a moralist when it comes to this game. So I usually choose sustain life unless I'm in a really bad spot. But with sustain life, the gravely ill will be kept alive but untreated in medical post. Hope will rise slightly, and discontent will rise slightly. The gravely ill will not be treated and remain a burden. The gravely ill will take up beds in the medical post. So I'm going to go ahead and sustain life. And pretty much that just means you'll have to build a new medical bay every once in a while. Which, I mean, isn't too big of a problem if you think about it. I mean, you might get a gravely ill every once in a while, or you may get a lot. However, the way I'm playing through this game, I'm trying to make sure as few people get as sick as possible. That being said, though, I'm going to go ahead and speed up through the day. Hopefully try and get this coal consumption up. Or not coal consumption, coal production up. And getting all these technologies researched. Let's see, we got a sawmills researched. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and start searching the drawing boards upgrade. Because the next day, we need to focus on the generator distance. That way it'll start heating up the second row of our little colony here. That way it's heating. That way I can put more tents right here for newcomers, which I'm going to go ahead and build. Because I don't want to run the risk of a ton of people getting sick after I just got everyone taken care of. I think I want to say it's 36 or it's either 36 or 26 that you'll find at the Gloomy Cave. I don't know. We'll find out here in a minute. But it's a good idea to pick up any survivors that you find out there. As well, you have to make sure that you're not picking them up back to back to back, because you're just going to be stuck with building tents and you're going to have nowhere to put them, and they're just going to get sick and people are going to start getting sick and it's going to cause a whole lot of problems. So you got to make sure you kind of pick up the survivors in waves, if that makes sense. See, they're waiting. Explore. Beset by beast. Oh yeah, here's where the bears are. I'll run the risk of attacking the bears. Let's see what happens. When our scouts attack the bears, the people in the cave, 4 children, 18 engineers, 12 workers, joined them, and together they drove the beast away, and then they all set out towards the city. Good, so we didn't lose. We didn't lose anyone. See, they're heading back towards the city. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up. And we're now heading day 9. We've got 1 day until we run into the problem of the next freeze. Which, if you guys noticed, whenever we hit the first freeze, you saw that it rose, or the temperature actually dropped to negative 40 degrees Celsius, and then we had a warming period where it went to 30 degrees Celsius. That's how the game kind of plays it. Like this next one, I believe it's negative 50 degrees Celsius, and then it rises back up right here at this temperature level to either to negative 40 degrees Celsius, I believe. Which this game kind of runs you on the linear path of, hey, it's going to freeze, and it's going to be cold for a couple of days, and everyone's going to be upset about it, and then we're going to warm up, and you can continue as business as usual. But that's why I'm kind of showing you guys these playthroughs, is to get the idea of how you should play this game and the best way of playing this game. Because you got to be thinking about day 30 at day 10. Like, you have to be consistently researching things. You have to consistently upgrade your production for new people coming in. And this game can be really difficult in the sense of you miss one upgrade and it just kind of makes everything fall apart. But I'm going to go ahead, speed this up. Yes, they returned. Okay, good. Promise fulfilled. Everyone's happy that I was heating homes. So now that I have some new workers, I'm going to go ahead and build another gathering post. That way we'll get our coal consumption up, or coal production up. I don't know why I keep on confusing those two. But here I'm going to go over to heating. See, we got the generator range upgrade, which goes out 1 heat zone. And then we have the generator power upgrade, which allows us to raise the temperature in all heat zones by 1 level. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the range. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and put these workers in here. I'm going to build a sawmill. Let's see here, I'll just keep... I'll put the sawmill right here. That way it covers the maximum amount of trees. That way here in 4 days or 8 days or however long the wood will last us, I'm not having to tear it down and then build another sawmill like right here. But it's helpful because you have, I think it's 2 spots where you can place another 3 spots. You got 1 right here, you got another one right here, another one right here. Actually 4. You have 4 spots where you can put a sawmill. Why is nothing? Oh, because I'm in Bill Streets. You see that automaton, on Britain. It's got a base efficiency of 60. So what that means is a building that takes 10 workers, it's gonna work at the efficiency of 6. So you get less, however, you're not running the risk of people getting sick. I sometimes like to put workers in with the automaton simply because of the fact of it gets your efficiency up. However, it can be a problem sometimes because you'll get the pop-up of, it stepped on one of the workers and now they're gravely ill, and it just becomes a major problem. Why isn't this road? Are you guys building that right there? Or, yeah, okay. So now it's connected. They're going to start building the sawmill. I don't know why people are going hungry. We got plenty of food. Okay, the generator range has been upgraded. So hopefully I can get the generator power upgrade done, which I highly doubt before this freeze coming up on day 10. I'm going to go ahead and put this automaton on the sawmill. So it's going to produce 4.8 wood per hour. And the automaton will consistently work throughout day and night. However, it has to go to the generator to get heat or energy. And that's really the only thing you have to worry about with them. But I think they're well worth the risk. So I'm going to go ahead and speed it up to whenever we enter day 10, the second freeze. You can see my hope is all the way up. I'm researching technologies. I've got a sawmill. I've got a coal thumper built. I've got plenty of tents. And we've got a scout party out looking at the weather station, which was the next objective that they wanted us to do. Next, I'll probably go for the large convoy, because within the time it takes them to go to the weather station, see what's there. If they have resources, I'll bring them back, and then I'll send them to the large convoy. I should have enough technology and upgrades and buildings that I need people for in order to run that risk of bringing more people into the colony. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate all the support, the likes, the subscribers that I've gotten. And also don't forget to mention in the comments what you liked about the video and what you didn't like about the video. I really appreciate your guys' input on these YouTube videos, because I enjoy making this content, but I also enjoy making content that other people like and like to watch. Anyways, thank you again, guys. Bye-bye.